Hi everyone. I just wanted to update you. Uh, Sorry, I'm tired. um, so I went to a second oncologist out here in Cincinnati, and he had a really different perspective than the first oncologist, which was very nice. And he is, what's the word? He is pretty positive that we can put the cancer into remission. So he had the same opinion in that because of all the places that it is, it can't be cured or made to be completely gone away, but we can shrink it to a point where it's minimal and then keep it from growing, essentially. He got me into a clinical trial, and I start the trial on Friday, and we'll see how that goes. And then he also has 2 other combinations of different chemotherapies. So I'll go through this clinical trial and see how far we can shrink it and see what the results are, and then hopefully continue on, and then that will be the end of it. But if it continues to grow or if this treatment's not effective, then there's another combination of drugs that we can use. And then depending on how long that's effective, there's a third combination of drugs that he proposed that we used. And then his last option, interestingly enough, was the chemotherapy that my first oncologist was going to put me on. So he was saying that the chemotherapy that I was on before, we know for sure that that chemotherapy was not 100% effective because this is the same cancer. So that chemo that I was on before did not completely eradicate all the cancer cells. And so he was wondering, why was he going to put you back on something that we knew for sure didn't get rid of everything in the first place? So I really like his approach. He had a really different attitude, and he was much more assuring, and it wasn't so like, oh, well, you have about 3.5 years left and that's it. It was the first guy was really kind of, he brought the baby. Oh my gosh. Oh, the baby. Oh. Oh. Okay, I brought the baby. It's my baby. She's so cute. I should show you her, but she's fussing right now. Anyway, so I wanted to let you know what's going on. I apologize for not getting this out sooner. I have this treatment coming up Friday, and I want to say that I'm excited, but I'm not excited. and then I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm happy, and then I'm like, nope, not happy. So I'm grateful that there's a treatment out there and that I can start it. So I start that on Friday, but it just it could get wrapped up into like what's going to happen and what exactly they're putting into my body. And it was kind of funny because they said, well, we're going to give you this chemotherapy, and then we're also going to give you a shot of steroids. And I was like, steroids? Oh my God, steroids. You're going to put steroids in my body? Later on, I was thinking about it. It's like someone saying, I'm going to cut you open with this axe. And you're like, okay. And then they say, and I'm going to draw your blood with this. I'm going to poke you with the steak knife. And you're like, oh my God, the steak knife. No. It's like, it's all right. I'm okay with the steroids now. So, but they're for a good reason. They're to combat the side effects of the chemo. So a couple of you have been, everyone, thank you. I just want to say for sending me emails and texts, and a couple of you sent me videos, which I really like, and they have set the bar like up, here, Mike. That was awesome. So if anyone else wanted to send me a video, like a video response, it was really cool. I loved it. That would be great if you have time. But some of you had questions that I wanted to address. So the first one is, okay, I'm not going to use Twitter. I had an epiphany during my last video about exactly what Twitter was for. and that's great, but I'm still not going to use it. So just so you know, I don't have a Facebook account either. I'm close to Amish in the social networking area. I am living in Cincinnati right now, so this is going to go on at least till the end of the summer. I'm going to see how my treatment goes. I don't know what's going to happen with, the kids in terms of me going back there or them coming out here. We still have to work that out. I have not turned into a hillbilly, so I still have shoes and I brush my hair and my teeth, and I have not learned to play the banjo. The wedding. So the wedding was sort of a surprise, but not really. We were supposed to get married last June, and we didn't because I was pregnant and I didn't want to be big, and that was the lamest excuse. And then we were supposed to be married, or I'm making plans for a wedding in August. So we were going to get married in August anyway. We just sped it up a little. What else? Well, one thing that Chris and I were talking about that was kind of funny was, bucket lists and things that you really wanted to do. And we realized that there's crappy bucket lists and then there's unreasonable bucket lists. So like a crappy bucket list would be if someone says, I want to go to Paris, Texas. And then you think, oh, all right, he's like Paris, France, but no, they want to go, somewhere here. Or if they say like, I want to see Metallica, yes, and then they go live on CD. No, that's lame. So I'm not coming up with any of those. I'm not even coming up with a bucket list, but we just came up with this discussion. I thought it was funny. And then we found a reasonable bucket list request, which would be like I want to go polar bear hunting, right? I mean, totally not reasonable. Or like you want to eat panda steaks. That's also not acceptable. And I don't really know how they would taste. But anyway, those poor pandas. I can't think of anything else to tell you. Everything's going well. And I want to thank you guys for calling me and emailing me and everything else that you've been doing. So thank you. And I will probably not send out another video for at least a week or two because my treatment's on Friday and they were saying that the worst day is the third day after. So that the steroids and that there's something else they give me to combat the side effects. Those kind of stay in play for the first 2 days after the treatment. And then your body processes them out. And then the third day, I guess you don't feel very good. So we'll see how it goes and I'll let you know. And I hope everyone's having a great 4th of July and take care. Thanks, guys.